Hey everybody, it's Coley from Carolina Bleeds. Just wanted to cut in before the episode with Aaron starts and let you guys know that, listen, we were very ill prepared for this episode, and we were trying to record through a new mixer, and it wasn't working. We were unaware, so the first, 7 minutes or so of this episode sounds like utter dog shit because it was recording through the laptop mic. So just bear with the first few minutes of the episode. After that, we're good. We catch ourselves, switch over to the good mixer, and it's a good episode from there. So enjoy. Sorry for being away for 2 weeks again. This was actually recorded January 8th. Just never got around to editing it just due to my schedule. We had a little problem getting the right file to be able to edit. So just wanted to make a quick announcement real quick. And now on to the episode with Aaron from 7 Year Witch.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Carolina Bleeds podcast, episode 10. We've been gone for 2 weeks again, but we're back.
You blame Coley.
I blame Mason, as always. But we're back, and we got a real special guest today. We got Aaron Langford from 7 Year Witch.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
Glad to have you here.
Yeah, will you actually turn my mic down just a tad? I think,
Nothing is ever good enough for you, Coley.
yeah, you're right.
Is that better?
Lovers.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Works with having a little brother.
Yeah, dude. Get to tell you what to do. Why don't you just introduce yourself a little bit? Tell the people about you.
So my name's Aaron Langford. I'm the lead singer of 7 Year Witch, local rock band from Anderson, South Carolina. We've been around for about 8 years now. Wasn't always the name 7 Year Witch. We used to be called Doc Holliday up until about 2018. And we had to change the name because of some copyright issues. There was some band from I think early 80s or something that had the name, and so we had to change it. So
We saw the Oxymorons a couple weeks back, and they were saying the same thing. They had to put 2 R's in their name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Some old 70s band. They're like, oh yeah, you can totally have the name for $30,000.
Yeah. We ain't about the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're just now getting out of the double wide. But yeah, we've been the past 2 years have really kind of picked up for us. We've got a booking agent, had our first kind of manager, kind of working out, and actually had a good system in place to get us on the road consistently. And so we got to tour with Adelita's Away twice, The Lonely Ones, formerly Boba Flex, we've been on the same bill with Buck Cherry, Tom Kiefer of Cinderella, POD, Non-Point, a lot of those types of bands. And this year we're trying to get on with some bigger bands, hopefully, and not that sounds insulting, but maybe bands that are really hitting it off, kind of a little more our style.
Yeah, for sure.
And so hopefully the next year holds that. Maybe get on some festival gigs.
Hell yeah, man. So I've always said, anytime I'm kind of explaining you guys to somebody, is you guys kind of remind me of Greta Van Fleet when they were starting out. Not now, but y'all got that just classic rock sound and fucking aesthetic to you. And it works, dude. It's fucking sick.
Hell yeah, I mean, we'll take that. We actually hear that a lot
yeah,
now.
For real.
But, I mean, those guys are good. I couldn't necessarily say they're my cup of tea.
Yeah, right,
but
right.
I do love Led Zeppelin, so it does ring a familiar bell.
Definitely.
We went to Busch Gardens a couple months ago on tour, and we had the fast pass, and we were walking through the line, and somebody was like, "You see that? See those guys, honey? That's Greta Van Fleet." And I was like, "Oh, no. Yeah, that's us for sure."
Yeah. No, I'm definitely not trying to compare y'all to them or anything. It's just,
No, I mean, I get it.
It's kind of similar vibe, At least.
Take the compliment.
Yeah, man, for sure. They've definitely gone their own little way, but
they really have, yeah.
Because I was curious, what even are your inspirations? Because I don't hear a lot of, maybe it's not a genre of music I listen to much, but I don't hear a lot of bands that are I don't know, y'all kind of have that, almost like the 80s, but I don't know. If 80s bands kept evolving into modern stuff almost.
That's a cool way to put it. I like that. I'm not particularly. I don't think any of us are particularly huge fans of the 80s glam or hair metal, but I could definitely see some influence there. I'm I've always been a huge Soundgarden fan. Honestly, and Audioslave. Anything with Chris Cornell, really. Just pretty much that.
He's a master.
Yeah, that dude was a legend. And altogether, our influences are probably like Chris Cornell, Soundgarden, Audioslave, Jack White, Muse, Queens of the Stone Age, the Burden Brothers. They love Merciful Fate or like King Diamond.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of everything in there, but I mean, and of course Zeppelin and Sabbath. But
Yeah, man.
I can kind of see, especially with some of our newer stuff, where you get a slight '80s vibe. Even I've noticed that a little bit. I'm like, how did this come about?
Yeah, dude.
But it's cool.
But it's not like that over the top
Yeah.
what's that band the 80s hair metal band, but they're like
Steel Panther?
Steel Panther.
Yeah.
Where they
It's like over the top, yeah, man.
It's like we just kind of went around our elbow to get to our ass and create a weird version of '80s, I guess.
Well, yeah, Shit Keeps Happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking banger, dude. It's like, it's very kind of 80s, just like slap you in the fucking face, rock and roll.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. It's a great
yeah.
song. Who mixed that song? Wasn't it someone from Seether?
Yeah,
Mixed that song?
We recorded it at Lead Belly Studios with Matt Washburn. He's the guy who did, I think, Mastodon's first EP and stuff like that, Norma Jean. And our manager had a connection with Corey Lowry from Seether. I think he's a guitar player, right, I believe. Had a
Phillips for.
Huh?
So we Phillips for. It's our man in the chair.
But so we sent it off to him to mix it because we heard some of the stuff he had done. I believe he had done. He did Crowbot's most recent album that had like Low Life and stuff on it. And so we really liked the sound, so we said, hey, can you kind of throw the same sort of, mixing vibe to this song? And he did. I mean, it turned out really cool. It was just very thumpy and heavy.
It's real clean.
Yeah, it turned out really good, I think. And
Guitarist for Seether, yes.
Okay, I was pretty sure. Yeah, I get confused because his brother's in Seven Dust, I believe. Clint Lowry.
Okay.
I'm all jacked up. I don't even remember. But yeah, so yeah, props to Corey Lowry for doing that for us. That was awesome.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like I got like a Christmas, like a Merry Christmas from him, and I was like,
oh nice.
I have like to see there's a number in my phone. That was cool. So, but that was pretty badass.
Hell yeah, man. Are you guys signed? Are y'all under a record label?
No, we're not signed right now. We're looking for something like that. That would be cool. But we're not waiting around for that to happen. You know, a label would be cool. I mean, like especially a major label would be badass. But we're not waiting around for that to happen. To kind of
right.
We're very self-starting, and so like until we get to that point, we're just gonna keep recording and keep pushing things on social media as best as we can. And I mean, it's paid off pretty well for us. We just this year kind of got involved with like TikTok and
stuff.
Yeah. We've had that conversation. So TikTok's the thing, and I don't understand it.
I hate it so much.
I don't understand it at all, but it's like if you're trying to promote yourself, especially musically, like that's how you have to do it right now.
Oh yeah, I hate it. I don't even have it on my phone. I like Spencer, the bassist. He like picked it up and started messing around with it, and I was like, "This is all your thing, dude." But he got us to 100,000 followers on TikTok.
Wow, dude!
Had a few videos go viral, like 10 million views. So I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Nice.
Someone recorded us covering a local H song one time at Smiley's, and they had like 15 followers on TikTok or whatever, just threw it on there.
Yeah,
got like 3,000 views in 24 hours. Like, I don't understand how this works.
It's great. Well, the thing that's good about TikTok, I'm not gonna delve too far into this, but the thing that's good about TikTok compared to like Facebook and Instagram and stuff is that TikTok's still pretty new, and just like Facebook was right now, like the algorithm for like showing things, it's not as constricted. Like when you throw something on TikTok, it'll show it to a random amount of people. Just it doesn't immediately like constrict it like it would on Facebook or Instagram. Like for Facebook, it only show it to 5% of your followers immediately, no matter what you do, unless you throw money on it.
Or you have to post like twice a day or whatever. Like Facebook's so weird. Yeah, and
they have a lot of restrictions, but TikTok's still new enough to where their algorithm's really open and free, and so I mean, there's a real honest to God chance to go viral on something like that. So that's where it's
TikTok, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've always heard too, like your first video, they push your first TikTok video more than any of the other ones too. Like the very first one you post.
Oh yeah, they do that.
Yeah, it's a way to get people involved, I guess.
They get you hooked.
Yeah, record labels are tricky though, man, because
Oh yeah, that's right. We're talking about record
Yeah,
labels. My
man.
bad. No.
TikTok's the record label of the people.
Yeah, it's the record labels they're nice to have, but what I've learned from a lot of people and just kind of like talking around people who have had labels, they say more than anything, a record label in this day and age is just more of a bank.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like a loan office in a way, but they have cool connections to radio and stuff, and a lot of them, as in contrast to like the 90s and 80s and stuff, when a lot of them wait for you to kind of already get your own momentum before they'll look at you and you know, pick you up.
Yeah.
Which is annoying because you don't get those cool bands who like, a lot of times it takes like 2 or 3 albums for a band to find what they're doing. But if your first album isn't a huge hit, just fucking drop you or shelve you or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I mean, it kind of sucks, but
It's not like, you know, me and him are big fans of like early 2000s pop punk and emo and shit. And back then, like, those bands would just send fucking demos to record labels and get picked up. And
yeah, in the mail.
Yeah, right. Go perform for them one time and get picked up. It's like, that shit doesn't happen nowadays.
I heard that's kind of how Islander kind of got big. It was like, it was kind of just luck of the draw. The dude was just emailing people, and he just sent, I forget who it was.
Victory.
Was it Victory? He just sent him an email, and they just like picked him up immediately. They just really liked it. It was something like that.
Hell yeah, man.
But that was also right after, because Victory Records had like a huge, like, they were going through some shit, and I think it was right when Victory sold and got out of being a bullshit record label.
Fucking Victory, dude.
Oh, well.
I listened to a long interview it was Jeremy McKinnon from A Day Remember and Shane Told from Silverstein were talking about because they were both on the label.
Oh, really?
Back when like all that shit started. He was just like shelving everybody and was like threatening to ruin everyone's careers and stuff.
You gotta love that. Yeah.
Did you ever listen to any of that kind of stuff?
I've never really dove too far into all that. I never had my emo phase or like my pop punk phase too much. A lot of my friends have, and you know, I've been exposed to a lot of it, and I'm not even saying that it's bad. I don't hate it. It's just not my thing too much.
Definitely.
But there's definitely been some that I hear that I'm like, damn, I can actually kind of get behind this. Like, what's that band called? Oh my God, I'm blanking right now. Slaves. And
Johnny Craig?
Dance Gavin
Dan.
Dan.
Craig. That dude's got an amazing voice. He's a crackhead.
Oh,
piece of shit.
Crazy,
but he ruined his voice with hair. Like, I've never seen a man with so much potential just flush it away.
Dude. Yeah, man, that dude's voice was insane. And that's a little more on the poppy side. He kind of did some pretty poppy sort of stuff. He released
a solo album like 2 months ago. I haven't checked it out yet, though.
Really?
He's also releasing like singing lessons online.
That dude was talented, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure he still holds up, but I can get into some of it. But I didn't have my scene phase. I was just a nerd through and through all through school, man.
Nice, dude. So I was kind of like, in my early years, I was super into like 80s rock and shit. Because that's just kind of what I grew up around. Like AC/DC was my first real musical obsession. I really was into Pink Floyd for a long time, and you stay over there. I was into Metallica for a long time and shit, and then, you know, I'd say about 14 is when I started getting into old pop punk and emo shit.
Never forget, Metallica never cracked the top 51 metal bands of all time.
Right, yeah.
We had a whole episode where I found all these like Google like top 51 bands like of all these genres.
Yeah.
And we got to the metal one, and Metallica was not on the list.
Yeah.
But like Red Hot Chili Peppers was one of the best pop punk bands of all time according to Google. Like it was. Yeah. These lists were wild.
The Beatles were on the punk.
were on the punk list. Like it was.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh yeah, no, those things are bullshit.
Yeah, man. I love them.
We've looked up a few of them ourselves, and we're like, what the hell?
Hold on.
I'm sure if you paid enough money, 7 Year Witch could make the country one.
yeah, let's go.
Hold on.
All right, quick cut in. We're back. We
Totally doesn't know how to set up.
That was Mason. We had
mics.
So we're gonna salvage this episode.
It recorded everything though, right?
Yeah. It'll sound like shit. But
that's not unusual.
But we can salvage this, guys.
Every 7-year witch record.
Y'all's production stuff isn't terrible. I've definitely heard worse.
The first album that we did, that Songs Our Mothers Love, that one, it turned out really good, especially for what it was. And we were kind of going for a more stripped down raw sound at the time. But we just recorded at It's called Barbarossa Studios in Orlando. With it's Elvis Basket's studio.
Nice.
And this dude, he's recorded like Seven Dust. Literally, actually, I'm trying to think. There's actually millions of bands here, like rock. Falling Under Verses, I think first album. He
Nice.
co-wrote and recorded that.
Nice.
And just Incubus, all of Slash's solo stuff, Alter Bridge, all that stuff. But yeah, this dude's he's just a well-known name, and we spent good money going down there to record down there. And so this new batch of songs that we have 4 songs, the first of which is going to be released later this month. It's called Cyanide, and we haven't announced that anywhere yet. So this is the first.
Carolina Bleeds exclusive.
Yeah. So, but these songs, man, I've never even heard a sound like this before. It's just the production on it and everything. Just we had all the right mics, had the right engineer. Everything sounds good. It sounds so crispy, and I think it really captures the energy we have. And all thanks to Joshua Saldate. Oh man, I'm probably gonna butcher your name, bro. But Josh Saldate,
Your boy Josh,
aka Porterhouse.
is that his nickname, Porterhouse?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So thank you, dude. But yeah, so I'm really excited to get these out here. We're gonna drop 2 of them as singles. We might bundle the next 2, and then we're gonna try to shop those around and see if we can find a label or somebody to pick us up and help us pay for a whole album, because it was not cheap. Let me tell you.
No, I bet.
Just going down to Orlando. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, we were there for it was over a week for 4 songs. It's crazy.
Wow.
Is that when you hit Busch Gardens?
No,
Okay.
that was on tour. We actually hit Busch Gardens twice this past year. We paid one time. We were on tour with Out of His Way a few months back, and we each paid to go there because we were making good money on the road. And the second time, we had a fan, Wendy, who she was working there, and she got us free passes to go.
Nice.
And then we got to go to Disney World for free too. That was cool. Yeah.
Man, Disney World is so fucking expensive, but I want to go to Star Wars. What is it, Galaxy's Edge? I want to go so bad.
Dude, it's badass.
You make a lightsaber?
I didn't this time. The very first time I ever went when I was a kid, I took the lightsaber, but not this time. But yeah, so we got to go. It was badass. All 5 of us, counting our tour manager, got to go, and it was sick. I've never been so tired of Disney in my life. We walked 10 hours straight just around the whole park, hitting everything.
Yeah.
But it was crazy.
So at what point did y'all decide to do a booking agent and a tour manager and all that?
Man, it was less of a decision on our end, and kind of just the stars aligned in a weird way. So the it started off with finding a manager. He actually kind of found us. It was this guy named James Stryker who had called me out of the blue one day, maybe 3 years ago, and we just started just spouting off all this social media advice just out of nowhere. I was like, who are you? He just called me out. I was like, how did you get my number? He started spouting this social media advice, and I'm like, okay, cool. I never hear from him again for years, and we start kind of listening to it, and it helps us out a lot. And then it turns out he was interested in another band, a friend of ours band, and we had a show together in Chattanooga, and Stryker came out to see them. And he fell in love with us when we were playing, and he just was like, guys, let me manage you. Let me do all this other stuff.
Oh, you snaked him away from your boys?
Kind of. Well, it was Bose, the guitarist. It was his old band. Yeah. But they're don't get me wrong, they're not a thing anymore, unfortunately, due to COVID. It kind of tore a lot of bands apart. But he helped us out and got us with TKO Booking, our booking agent. And from there, it was just Andrew from TKO was just booking us left and right, just getting us on these cool shows and actually getting us paid. And nice. I mean, it was just really cool. So
you just went to this booking guy and you just started paying him money. You just started getting you shows. You can do that.
Basically, our manager set that up. Our manager knew the guy and called him, set it up, set us up on a call with him. Was like, all right, here's Andrew. This is the band. Let's talk and let's see if we can get going. And that was it. And then the dude started booking for us. Oh, yeah. And and you don't pay them in advance. If you're a band, don't ever let a booking agent tell you you need to pay them in advance. That's just messed up.
Yeah,
they get a cut of what what they get you paid. So okay. So that's kind of how it worked out for us, and we've been on the road since pretty much. And even though we recently parted ways with our manager, dude's still very helpful. So if you ever come across a James Stracker, he'll help you out.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, as long as you can get connected to a booking agent, at least you can stay busy. And a manager just kind of helps you stay organized.
Yeah.
That's what we desperately need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big time.
We had someone who tried to manage this podcast at one point, and it's just like
There's so many people who will try to help you, and that really want to help, and they have good intentions, but just so many people that just aren't qualified or just don't have the resources. That's what we've learned. We call them goobers.
goobers.
Yeah.
Bunch of goobers.
Bunch of goobers.
So how did Bo end up joining the band? Because I know y'all used to have a different guitarist, right?
Yeah, we've actually had, one. Well, technically before even I joined the band, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bo would be our 5th guitarist.
Wow.
Y'all worse than the
technically.
Melvins.
Yeah. So, I mean, man, this guitarist, man, I tell you. No, before I technically joined, it was like senior year of high school. It was Seth and Spencer had started. I think it was just Seth, actually, at the time. And they had another guitar player. I don't remember they had another singer also named Aaron too, which is kind of weird. And anyway, that didn't work out, and I joined. And then we had Mac, our original guitarist, when I was in the band. I mean, we're still friends with him to this day. He's like 6'8", and he's a tall mixed guy. He looks like a palm tree. He kills it. And
he was at a show one time, I think.
Yeah, he still comes out every now and then. And Mac's cool. We're still all friends and everything. But after we parted ways with him, we had Daniel Parker we met him in Alabama. He played in another band called Forgotten Gray, and he actually drummed for them. And then when we needed a guitarist, he was like, guys, I'm a way better guitar player than I am a drummer. And he came and played, and we were like, oh, hell yeah,
You moving to Anderson?
Well, yeah, he basically moved down here from Alabama because we lived in Alabama for a short amount of time. We came back here, and he moved down with us, and that's when we recorded Songs Our Mothers Love. And
where in Alabama?
He's from oh my goodness.
Was it Mobile?
No,
Okay.
Oh my God. Holy oh man, I cannot remember the name of his town. But I think it's kind of near Birmingham, I believe. He's probably going to kill me when he hears that. He'll be like, we're not from Birmingham. But
I only ask because one of my friends from high school, moved to Alabama. Now he's in like 4 different bands in like the Mobile area.
Oh, really?
I'm just curious if y'all might have known him. But
oh, maybe so. I don't know. I mean, we were only there for like maybe less than a year. When we were like, screw this, let's save some money and go back home. So we had Daniel in the band for a few years, and that was even into the name change to 7 Year Witch. And then we parted ways with him, and we had Gage Worley in the band. That's actually, you heard of the band Jackal?
Yeah.
They're from like the Seneca area, kind of closer to where I live, and but the drummer for Jackal, Chris Worley, it was his son. He plays guitar. He was our guitarist for a while. Dude's an amazing guitarist, super talented, and we just kind of, it wasn't working out at that time. We didn't know what we were doing, exactly which direction we were going, and then we found Bo, and we've known Bo for years. We used to like kind of tour together in his other band, the Two Takes, and we were just like, well, he's a good guitarist. Let's see if he wants to fill in on some shows, and then we just kind of took him at that point. Yeah. And then that kind of made the most sense out of everything. It was like, damn, we finally got the sound we're kind of looking for, the vibe we're trying to go for. Bo's an excellent songwriter too. We just get along. It's perfect. So
yeah, he's real talented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he really is. And he also plays a little piano too, which is cool. Nice. And he can kind of sing a little bit. He can hold a tune. So I'm like, harmonies maybe one day. Let's do it, man. So
yeah, dude,
that's the dream.
you want to talk about y'all's newest release, the Akon cover?
Yeah. So man, I think it was the 17th of December we dropped the Akon cover, and it's that song "I Wanna Love You."
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like most people have heard that song before, but yeah, we recorded that one. That was actually a home recording we did at Bo's little studio. Our tour manager Chase Brown recorded it and mixed it, and it turned out really good. And so we recorded that. We started playing it at shows beforehand,
Yeah.
and then I made a joke one day at a show when we were on tour. I was like, "All right, this next one, I'm dedicating to my mama," and, you know. And then I didn't think about it at first. I just thought it was just a funny little thing to say. And when it got to the part where like, "I wanna fuck you," you know, like I was like. I was like, I'm sorry, y'all. I was like, I didn't think of how weird this sounds, but you know how South Carolinians are, you know, shit. But
That might have flown in Alabama, but not around here.
yeah, people love the incest jokes, man. I tell you what. And so we decided we recorded that one just because we haven't ever like recorded an official cover, and so we threw that out there. And it's so go stream it on Spotify and add it to your playlist and share it to your grandma. That's all I want to see.
Oh yeah, man.
Grandma.
For you, I don't ever do anything on social media. I'll share it on Facebook. I got you.
Okay, cool. I mean,
This one's for you, Grandma.
you can just tell me you're gonna share it and just not. It's cool. I do.
I
the
guess
same
we aren't
thing.
friends on Facebook. You would never know.
Yeah. I will find you.
So, I guess we can kind of transition into one of my big questions is like, how is y'all's songwriting process? What's that like?
Oh man, I love songwriting. Okay, so I don't know how. This is the first band I've ever been in. I've never played in another band.
Yeah.
I got lucky, and so I don't know how everybody else's process usually is, but I know ours is we all play guitar to an extent, and we all play enough to write. And so usually one of us will bring like a riff idea, like what Shit Keeps Happening. It was that and somebody brings that riff to the table, and then we're like, let's just kind of jam on it, and you'd be like. Maybe Seth will have an idea for the drums that'll we just kind of let him feel it out on his own. We'll kind of let Spencer kind of noodle around on the bass and just find out what he likes. We try not to like constrict it to a solid idea right off the get go because all it does is piss people off and make people tired of it. So we get a riff idea or just a really rough skeleton, throw it to the guys and kind of just let them fumble around with it, see what they kind of do naturally with it, and then we just kind of build off of that. And that way everybody gets their own little take and their own little funk on it, and it kind of becomes a 7-Year Witch song because we do, you know, I mean, like, I couldn't write a 7-Year Witch song by myself. Nobody, you know, none of us individually could, so that's why we have each other. So So yeah, it's just a rough skeleton, throw it to the boys and see what happens. That's really what happens. And so yeah. I wish it's not really any more complex than that usually, but I do.
Yeah, dude.
I do write all the lyrics. I do take that pretty seriously.
Do you have like when you're writing lyrics? Do you have like a backlog of ideas and stuff that you kind of pull from, or is it kind of on the spot when you guys are jamming?
Sometimes I do have like I have a little like notes on my phone.
Yeah.
And then it'll just be like. Not like even whole song ideas. It'll just be like a cool line I heard somewhere or something I thought of when I was driving down the road or something. And it'll just be like one line. And I'll be like, I want to throw that in here. Let me change a few words around to make it like fit, you know, the cadence fit. And so, I mean, I'll do that. And there actually has been, I think on these last 4 songs, Bo actually did have a couple suggestions for some lyrics that ended up being really cool.
Yeah.
But usually I just like find out what the riff is and I'll sit there and learn how to play it on guitar. And I'll just kind of like mumble around just something that just seems natural to come to it while I'm playing it. Mm-hmm. And I'll just try to turn that into words. And it usually just kind of, I try to just make them make sense and or try to pick an idea and just try to base the whole song around that.
As far as writing lyrics, the hardest part for me is just making something that sounds cohesive. It doesn't just sound like gibberish.
Yeah, I know that.
I run into my problem a lot is like when we're trying to write songs and stuff. My problem a lot is feeling like it's too generic, you know, not having confidence in it, I guess. You know, I'll write something and be like, oh, I don't know. I feel like I could get a little more creative than that. But
no, I understand that too.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, I think we all get into that rut, you know, occasionally. It's just like, damn, I'm not hitting on shit the past, like, 2 months, you know?
Yeah.
And, but sometimes I've kind of learned a little trick that I try whenever I'm having just the worst writer's block is, like, instead of like trying to write a 7-Year Witch song or trying to write a rock song, I'm gonna try to write a rap song and let's see what happens.
Hell
you know,
yeah,
and it's like, and sometimes doing that, like, it kind of changes your perspective and kind of your mind going into it. And if you start playing as even if it's like a joking thing, sometimes you come up with some cool shit off of a joke. And so like we've had a few songs kind of pop off like that. That song off of Songs Our Mothers Love. Houdini kind of started off like that for me, and then I was like, oh, okay, shit, this kind of pops a little bit. So But I mean, yeah, I mean, writer's block's a pain in the ass, man.
Yeah, it
and
is, dude.
and sometimes it's just worth it just to write something generic. You know, sometimes people
Yeah.
like that shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I
A
tell
lot of
myself
people like
lot,
that
yeah.
shit, apparently.
Oh yeah, apparently.
Yeah, I try to. I always kind of try to tell myself, like, look, you kind of gotta get through the bad generic shit to get to the good.
Yeah, you got to dig
It's
through the shit.
organic
Sometimes.
shit.
It's like a
Yeah.
muscle. Just the more you work it out, the better you'll get at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
It's just like, yeah, when you write a whole bunch of, like, let's just say shit,
Yeah.
like in a row, you just like,
I agree. Like I read somewhere like online because I was having like a bad spout of writer's block like one year, and I was like looking online. I was like, what can I do to help? You know, and one thing I found was like somebody was just like, yeah, just start writing, even if you think it's a shit idea in the here and now, just finish it. Like even if you don't add anything crazy, just finish the idea so you can just have it out of your head, and then you don't have to worry about it again. I was like, that's a good idea.
I like that.
I don't know if it helps.
Flesh it out a little bit.
Yeah. I'd rather play the struggling, conflicted artist for a lot longer. You know, like,
Gives us something to complain about.
yeah, I know.
How was your day? It was terrible. I've had writer's block all
Yeah.
day. It's like, oh, you poor guy.
This poor soul.
I'm having an affliction with my art, dude.
I just did
Yeah.
30 hours in a coal mine.
Yeah.
But no, tell me about your writer's block.
Yeah, that's one thing too. Not to get off track is like the whole idea of like if you're in a band, even if you're in a pretty like successful band, is just like telling people who aren't in the music scene that you're in a band. Like you go to a family reunion and you see your Uncle Jeff who you haven't seen in 10 years, and he's like, "Oh, what do you do now, son?" You're like, "Oh, I'm in a rock band." He's like, "Oh,
yeah.
he's in a band. Oh, cool." You know.
Yeah.
It's just trying to convince people of like the legitimacy of it is kind of a pain in the ass. Because even I understand. I'm like, if my like little nephew came up and was like, I'm in a band, I'm like, oh, sure you are. You know,
I bet
like,
you are.
But
You think that's bad? Tell someone you're on a podcast.
Yeah.
Half the time it's, what the hell is that? It's like radio, but you can swear.
yeah. Yeah, no,
Talk shit.
it's a weird thing. I imagine. I don't know. It's just kind of strange, but
My
I don't
band
know why I
Vital
went off on
Wave, we just did our first run of T-shirts, and my mom
yeah?
sent one of the T-shirts to my grandpa for Christmas, and I was like, "Why would you do that?" He doesn't know what Vital Wave is.
He doesn't know
It's
what that
like,
means.
Viagra. I love it. You know, like,
Why is this extra large shirt so small on me?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, no, it took a while even for the family to kind of get over the initial, like, oh God, he's not going to college. He's in a band, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, just trust me on this, you know. And then once they started seeing that, you know, we're actually going on tour and
Yeah.
actually able to kind of make some money, you know, it was like, okay, you're doing good, son. I'm like,
Fortunately for me and Coley, our families are like surprisingly supportive.
oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
very. Yeah.
That is awesome. You know, like people underestimate like the power of just having a supportive family, man.
Right.
Yeah. Really.
It's ridiculous.
My mom and Phillips's mom are drummer. They come, at least one of them comes to every show we do.
They're both drummers?
No. Phillips's mom is not a drummer. Phillips is the drummer.
Oh, okay.
My
okay.
mom or his mom, at least, are at every show.
Oh, okay.
They're like our two biggest groupies.
Oh shit, gotta love that. That's awesome, man. I like that. Not there are some people who have too much family support in a way. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I get these people have money, they want to support their kid doing stuff, but like that instance I was telling y'all earlier, which I'll keep pretty vague, where someone bought onto a tour, bought their son's band onto a tour.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man. I was just like,
Makes me lose respect for the band that let that happen. Also,
yeah. I'm
that's bullshit.
First off, it's like, you know, pay your dues. You know, like we're in a band, and you know we're getting some very mild success now. But like, you know, if you weren't out sleeping in a Dodge Caravan, like a minivan with 4 dudes and all your shit in the
snuggled up to a
back.
snare drum.
Yeah, with in a car with a heat and the AC doesn't work, the window doesn't roll all the way up, so you wake up with snow on your arm in the morning, and you're all starving and wandering through a random mall for 3 days straight on your days off. Like, then you are not ready to be in a real band, you know. And I don't know.
I wouldn't want to skip that part. Like,
yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's
want to
miserable, but
experience
it's fun.
that, dude. Yeah.
like,
I want to experience.
like I don't want to
that,
wake
man.
up tomorrow and sell out the Wembley. Like,
Yeah.
that'd be lame as fuck. Like,
I just think that's what a lot of these, and it's kind of unfortunate for the whoever's son it is as well, because they're not getting the full experience, and they go in there thinking that they own the place because their daddy paid for it. You know,
there's no way that band will ever like make it, right? Like, they couldn't.
I wish I could say that, but knowing the world is a twisted, dark place, they just might. You know, they just might. So, but you know, if as long as we see some success, I don't give a fuck what they do. You know.
Hell yeah.
I don't need to be Nirvana. I just want to pay the bills with music.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, man. Well, I think, you know, in terms of like Greenville, the upstate music scene, I think you guys are definitely up next for sure. Like, in my opinion.
I
And
hope
you guys
so.
deserve it, dude. For real. Like,
That would be really
you and
nice.
Rebels are like the two that like
yeah.
for sure.
And
quality time, yeah.
Quality time, too.
Which luckily those are the three guys we got on first because he keeps telling me about other people we want to interview. I'm like, I haven't heard of any of these guys.
Maybe
really-
Redefine, too. Redefine fucking slap.
Y'all should get a Lovely World on.
I talked to
played
him.
this,
I
yeah.
talked to him on New Year's.
They're really cool guys, and I mean, I love their music. They got a really cool thing going on, and they got some good shit coming up too. So they're another band to look at, and trying to think of any other band. I got to shout out my friends here. It's a band called Velvet Willow. They're not
heard of
from
them.
here, but they're really good too.
They're from Atlanta, right? Something like
At
that?
the Athens area.
Athens, that's right.
Athens has a pretty cool music scene. So does Augusta.
Yeah.
They do. It's like weird. You have some cool stuff, and then you have a lot of indie stuff if you're into that. Me, I get a little annoyed at some of the indie bands because like, not all of them. I dig some indie music, but like,
Wear your shoes when you play.
yeah, there was like this bad. There was a certain scene around here a long time ago when we first started out that kind of ruined the music scene in their area because they had all these like really hipster indie bands that were like bad on purpose. And
Oh,
so
God.
what it was is they would get booked at like at a cool bar and you know, and they'd start playing bad on purpose, and people would start leaving. All the regulars would start leaving. So the bars was like, oh hell no, we're not having bands in here anymore, and
Yeah.
they just shut it down, just killed the music scene. So
Well, that explains a lot, actually.
Well, I'm not going to name any names, but there's a band like that now in the upstate.
I think I know who you're talking
I'll
about.
probably say it off the record, but yeah, they're not.
Oh no, I'm
They're not
curious.
shit.
Oh
Anyways,
my
that's all getting
God.
edited out. But
That is funny. Oh yeah. Well, cut.
shit
You
like
know?
that.
Yeah. Beep. Me and Coley were talking last night about like the Greenville has like we have a lot of great local musicians and stuff, but all the people that live here, they're all for the most part, like, a lot of them are like moving from like New York and like up north and stuff, moving to Greenville, and they just want to hear covers in a shitty bar, and it's like it makes it
Yeah.
hard to get booked when you do like you can go to Radio Room and like. Yeah, and then from Radio Room, the next step is like Bon Secours. There's like nothing.
Yeah,
in
well,
between.
we used to have the Firmament, and that
Yeah,
was
dude.
that had a lot of promise, man. It was cool,
Yeah, man.
a cool place, you know. And I think just the money wasn't coming in like they were expecting, which it's a hard thing to run a venue like that, especially when you're trying to bring national acts in. They were trying to do a really good thing, and that's what helped us kind of get some momentum, was being able to get on some of those shows with bigger bands. And but unfortunately that place, you know, didn't make it. So I think now we have the Radio Room, which is also like you said, a very, it's like a hub of like original music around.
I've been
here,
going to
you
the
know?
Radio Room since the old one when I was in
Yeah.
high school, and I would sneak in,
Yeah.
go to the Spink Station, and like they wouldn't ID me sometimes, get like a tall boy PBR and drink it
Uh-huh.
out front.
Yeah. That shit was awesome. I love that. I love the old one too. But it's great to see where like Wes has come and brought it, you know. So
yeah, man.
but yeah, no, like I agree with you. Like the upstate, I mean, we've traveled around the country, even up into Canada and stuff, and the upstate of South Carolina, like surprisingly, has like a burgeoning music scene, and I just
Yeah.
don't know, like even better than like I would say Atlanta, you know, like even though they say that's like Music Central kind of in a way, but South Carolina, you just wouldn't expect it up here. There's a lot of talent, a lot of good bands, and you know, sadly, maybe the majority of them probably won't ever see the light of day or see a record label or even see a tour, you know, and they all deserve it. They're all busting
There's
their
a lot
asses
of
out here.
talent. There's just nowhere for them to
Yeah.
There's no market
Yeah.
for it here. I
Yeah.
guess.
You gotta travel for sure.
And what sucks is like a lot of bands, a lot of musicians, you know, they're musicians, they're really talented, but not every musician is a you know, a marketing expert, and you know,
Right.
not every and the answers aren't always very evident, and we've been very lucky to wade through those waters and figure it out ourselves a lot of times. But I mean, some bands, I mean, it just requires a lot of ingenuity
Right.
to try to figure stuff out and just getting around, because there's no, you know, there's books on how to run your own business and stuff like that, but there's no book on like the music industry. It's just like every man for himself, and you better be clever as shit to get through.
Yeah, it's 90% of luck. Like,
yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
Like the right person has to hear you at the right time. Like, feel free to have as many as you want, by the way.
Okay.
If you want another, man.
I didn't buy this 24-pack for no reason. We're not quitting this till we finish it. No.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, hey, we can get spicy for sure, man.
We'll be doing a house show here in a minute.
Yeah, we can get a little spiced up,
But like, because Columbia is like the opposite, where they have great venues in Columbia and a great market for it, but their scenes just sort of like it's not terrible, but they don't.
It's really weird in Columbia, man. I've noticed that too. Like, same thing. They have a lot of talent and stuff, but I just don't ever see anything but really cover bands, and not dissing on anybody who's trying to make a buck as a cover band, but
That's how Vital Wave started.
Unfortunately, it's like a bit of a tug of war, like cover bands, they're usually a lot of times they're like older guys, that who still love playing music. They're weekend warriors, and they they do their stuff, and they make a good little extra chunk of extra change, but it kind of also drowns out the original bands that come in, because a lot of people want to hear music they know.
And it's like Columbia's got like what they got: New Brooklyn, they got the Senate, they got Art Bar, they've got the Township, and they just like they don't ever do like. When was the last time y'all played in Columbia?
Oh man, it was last time we played in Columbia was maybe like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. It was and it wasn't even at like I think it was at the Tin Roof down there, but it was.
Oh, okay.
It was for like a memorial for a friend of mine who passed away. Yeah. But that was like a special occasion, But we don't ever really hit Columbia too much.
But they've got great spots to play music.
They really
do. They just don't ever
Yeah.
book anyone. It's weird.
It's strange, and also make sure you cut this out.
Well, the Senate's finally getting some love this year. Beartooth is coming to the Senate. With
really?
With Silverstein and the Devil Wears Prada. We're going.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
We're
When is
going
that?
to
When
it.
is that happening?
Oh God, I
It's in
couldn't even
March
tell you,
or
man.
April.
Something like that.
Again, I'm cautious to buy tickets at the moment because everything's getting canceled.
Yeah. The past 2 years, man, have been a little rough.
Yeah.
Like, it was good for a while because we went and saw a bunch of shows, like in December even. And
Yeah.
then it was like as soon as we went to Charlotte and saw a few shows, the next day all of the tours got canceled because everyone got COVID.
Yeah.
Really?
Very
Oh
next day.
man.
And then that was when everyone in Greenville has COVID now.
Yeah.
Like,
Jeez.
at work, we lost 12 servers like within 1 week to COVID.
Good God, man, that's kind of wild. Yeah, we've been very lucky as far as that goes. Luckily, we're at a level where we can still tour around and we can still play some bigger shows and post about it, and people not really get too mad at us, But we're also like, I forget what I was even trying to say, but like we're at that level where like we can still play some shows and we're not totally shut down.
Yeah.
A lot of bigger bands like some of the ones you were saying, like they have to be careful where they play. People see a crowd of 10,000 people out there, they're gonna get canceled or something,
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well, you got to make a living, though. Like,
yeah,
this day and age, you don't make money from Spotify.
no, I mean
y'all might because y'all are on a label, so I guess you get pocket most of it. But like, if you're on a label, they get all of that money.
yeah, I mean even then it's not a whole lot of money generally from like Spotify and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, and especially like some of these venues they'll be doing. I mean, they take their safety precautions. Some people have to have their vaccine cards, wear a mask, or they have.
That's how it is in North Carolina when we went. We had to have vaccine cards.
They're really intense about it there. A lot more like the liberal kind of towns are a little more are a lot more intense about it, which is it's totally fine. But like we as a band, I think we all got COVID in January of 2021, and we all got it then, and we haven't we've toured, I've shaken hands and hugged 1,000 fucking people, and been lucky enough not to catch it again or anything like that. And I haven't gotten the vaccine yet, but eventually things are probably going to turn out to that. I'm not like for or against it. I'm just like, well, I'll just, whenever I need it, I'll go get it.
I got it so that I
Same
could see
boat.
shows. Is the whole reason I got it.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I don't bag on anybody. I'm not like a crazy person about the whole thing. I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Same.
There's so much 5G in my body now. I've never had better cell phone signal.
dude. Let me tell you about the whole the whole like 5G conspiracy thing. So I don't know this guy's name, but we were playing at I think it wasn't the Orange Peel. It was we were playing with Buck Cherry, and before we got done, or before we got up and played, we were just hanging around outside, and this dude comes up, this older guy, and he comes up to me, and he's like, hey man, I got something I need you to look at. And I was like, oh shit, what is it? And
It does look infected, yes.
Yeah, he hands me this folded piece of paper, and he gives it to me, and he said, just read it when you get a chance. Like, just, it don't have to be right now, just whenever you get a chance. And I was like, well, hell, I'm gonna go read this now. Some crazy stranger hands me a piece of paper. Of course I'm gonna read this.
Yeah.
So I go back around the back, and I'm reading it, and it said, don't wanna be, ain't ever gonna be your 5G zombie. And he wrote this song, like song lyrics. And it was just like about shit like some super conspiracy like shit about like the shot's gonna like turn everybody into a zombie, and it's all 5G, and it's just like apocalyptic
How
shit.
much you want? I will buy that song off of you.
I still have the thing somewhere, the paper somewhere. I think I put it in a notebook because I'm like, that's some cool crazy shit. And so I was like, I saw him again a little later, and he said, hey man, you need to turn this into a song. It's a sign of the times right here, man. I'll tell you what. He said people would love that.
Well, that's the name of the song right there, Sign of the Times.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna touch that one. I try to stay as middle of the way as I can.
When I was thinking about getting the vaccine, the way I was looking at it was like, well, either it's gonna work, or it's gonna turn me into a zombie. Either way, it's not my problem anymore.
And it's kind of cool.
If I'm a zombie, what do I care? I'm a zombie.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of wild, man. We have to be very careful. We had posted a show like probably in March of last year, kind of when things were at the height of COVID, and we had taken a picture with the crowd afterwards, and we posted it on Instagram. I mean, and it wasn't even like a huge crowd. There might have been like 80 people there, and but we posted on Instagram, and we started getting comments. They were like, "Oh, people are we see you. I don't care about the lives of others." I'm like, "Oh man, So we took it down. You just got to be careful about stuff like that. I mean, and a lot of these places that we play do have COVID restrictions in place and safety precautions. It's just,
right.
We got to make a living. We didn't go to college, and
Right.
this is the only thing I know how to do.
Yeah. This is our college.
Yeah. So, I mean, and the live streams, they're fun, but it's just not the same.
Were y'all doing those during COVID?
Yeah, we did. We did a few of those throughout COVID. I mean, definitely the last year, or the first year that COVID hit, I think 2020, whatever, it was really slow that year. 2021, we had a couple tours. It was picking up a little bit. And hopefully this year, with, I think, things slowing down, I really don't know what's going on in the world. But
I think by end of February, everything will probably be kind of like it was back in 2021.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
damn. Well, I
It'll
mean,
be fine for a little bit.
They say there's that new variant, the Omicron variant. I've heard it's like supposedly not as deadly, and they say it could kind of be a good thing because it could be the main strain and can kind of like, I don't know, drown out the other strains. I don't really know the science behind it, but they say it could be a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. But maybe I'm just got my fingers crossed. I'm just like, I just want to play shows, man.
Yeah, I hope so, dude. I mean, I don't know. There's kind of a feeling, at least in my opinion, that like within the next year or so, all of this will kind of start to diminish a little bit. At least I hope, dude.
It was
Yeah, I
supposed to
think
be this
so.
year that it was all going to diminish, and then like right
Yeah.
out the gate,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
we lost Betty White, Joe quit in Practical Jokers, and then like everyone at work got COVID. I was like, fuck me.
Well, everyone fucking got COVID.
Yeah. It's
Everybody.
wild, man.
Yeah.
It's insane. I mean,
It was a record high, dude.
yeah, even the people that were like, even with all the vaccines and everything, I was like, damn, everybody's still getting COVID shit.
Yeah.
But oh wow, I don't know.
I can't wait to just like not have to talk about it anymore.
Right?
Me
That's
too.
gonna be the best part.
It'll be something else, after that.
Yeah, whatever.
We're
Everyone go
slowly,
back to bagging on Joe Biden or whatever it is they do.
Yeah.
I don't think, I don't like saying I don't think anything will ever be the same again, but like that shit's definitely starting to get a little more normal again. Like
Yeah. Knock on wood,
Right, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm sure there will always be people that'll be worried about it and shit,
Yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll change for a long time, probably. But
We'll see. I hope so.
yeah,
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. Apocalypse. I've been watching all kinds of zombie movies since I was a kid. I'm ready for the apocalypse. Let's
Right.
go.
Been digging trenches around my yard for years.
Yeah. Let's do it. Jeez.
hell yeah, man. Buried a knife in my backyard, dude. I'm ready.
Buried in-
Yeah, dude.
I got my little guard dogs, so I'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Where's she at?
Pilot.
I got a can of beans in my fucking my cabinet. I'm good.
You always keep that motherfucking thing on you.
Yeah, dude.
The beans.
I got my slingshot.
Oh man. wild stuff.
Oh, shit, hold on.
So, you got any questions for us or anything, or anything? You got any cool stories you want to tell us?
Oh, I was about to say, yeah. Give us some cool show stories.
Okay. Well, I gave you the one about the guy with the 5G zombie poem.
Again, if you ever don't want it, I will buy it off of you, and I'll turn
I'm gonna
it
have
to
to
a punk rock
scrounge.
song.
I'm gonna have to scrounge around for it. If I find it, I'll give it to you. It'll be a good post one day.
And listen, with these stories, dude, no filter. We want the good, the bad, the ugly, the seedy. Give them to us.
Well, I hope they don't.
Also, we'll beep out anything you want us to beep out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I might change some names to protect identities. So we've told this one a few times. I'll tell you two that we've mentioned before, and maybe like one that we haven't, if I can rack my brain enough.
Carolina Bleeds exclusive.
Yeah. So one, we were in Kentucky at this place called the Burl, and the Burl.
Was it a burl of fun?
No, it was one of our first tours. It was like a DIY tour. There was no headlining band. It was just us, just because we wanted to fucking travel and go play shows.
Yeah.
So it's a place called the Burl in Kentucky. Nobody was at the show, like except for maybe like 10 people, and one of them was this lady. We'll call her Lacey. And
Bird Gracie.
we'll call her Lacey. And anyway, she was dressed. It wasn't Halloween or anything, but she was dressed up like Harley Quinn. And was
Those are the worst kind of people.
She looked like a crackhead. Anyway, she was up front dancing and going crazy the whole time. And afterwards, at that time, we were so desperate to not sleep in the van that after every show, I was like, hey, if anybody wants to, help the band out and let 4 dirty hippies sleep on their floors, just let us know. We'd love just a place to crash for the night so we don't have to sleep in our van. And, of course, Lacey comes up, and she's like, hey, y'all can stay at my place. I live 5 minutes down the road. And I was like, okay, I guess. So we follow her back to her place. It's like an apartment. She's like, opens the door. She says, my house is a little bit in shambles right now, but it's not bad. Y'all can have my massage parlor upstairs. I was like,
What the fuck?
that's a good sign. So she opens up the door to the apartment, and the first thing we see is to the right on the couch, there's this guy with like dreads. He's passed out like halfway on the couch. Like his upper body was on the couch, but his like bottom half was like on the floor. Like I don't even know how to describe the position he was in. It was crazy. And the coffee table was like a glass coffee table. It was flipped completely upside down, and there was just shit everywhere, like just all kinds of shit everywhere. And she was like talking with us for a little while, and I think we all like smoked a joint together, which was kind of shady. I don't know why. That was probably one of the most risky things I've ever done in my life, is smoking a joint with a crackhead.
Yeah.
And
Why am I so itchy?
yeah. And I remember I think somebody went to the bathroom, and they said, you got to go check that bathroom out. Look in the clothes hamper. And I was like, all right. So I go take a piss, and I look in the clothes hamper. It's just right there next to the commode. And right on top of everything are these pair of panties, and there's the biggest brown shit stain on the back of these panties. Like, I mean, it's not even, it's more like a clump, like a shit clump on these panties. And I'm like, oh my God, why would you put these in the hamper? Just throw them away. Like, and so I come out of there scarred, like cold sweat, hands are clammy.
PTSD.
And I'm like, I'm going to go to bed now. She said, yeah, go up in the massage parlor. It's upstairs. And the massage parlor was the cleanest place in there. It was really weird. Go upstairs. Me, Spencer, and Daniel go upstairs. And Seth had fallen asleep in like the recliner downstairs with that girl and that dude that was passed out. And about 10 or 15 minutes later, I guess that dude woke up, and we started hearing yelling downstairs. Like, they're, like, screaming at each other. They're cussing each other out, throwing shit around. And we're like, what the fuck? Should we jump out the window and leave? We're like, well, Seth's down there. What the fuck are we going to do? And so we're sitting there trying to figure out what to do, and eventually they stop, and we fall asleep. We wake up the next morning, come downstairs, and Seth's asleep somehow. I don't know how the fuck he didn't wake up through all that. He says he doesn't remember a thing. And we get up, we're getting ready to leave, and I like just walk through the kitchen, and there's a tray of like burnt, like scorched ass muffins on there, and a little note that says, "Thanks for coming by. Let me know next time y'all are in Kentucky." Like, what the hell? So we got the fuck out of there. And then so that's that story.
Well, y'all have sold me on Kentucky. I know what we're playing our next show.
Yeah. There's that one, and this other story I've told before. It's about a man named Danny Peck, And love you, Danny. He's a cool dude. He's the most trusty redneck. Well, maybe not trusty, but he's cool. We were on our way to the Angel City Bike Rally in September of 2020, and it's in Georgia. It was a 4-hour drive. We get about 3 hours down the road, and our alternator goes out, and we're stuck on this entrance ramp to the interstate. And we're freaking out trying to figure out how to get the show. It's an hour away. We're like, what the fuck are we going to do? We have all this gear. And eventually, the Angel City Rally, they send this guy who I had talked on the phone with before named Danny Pack. And so he's this older guy. I told him on the phone. He's like, I'll come and get you. I'm on my way right now. We'll just load up my pickup with some of all the gear you need, and we'll just get on the road. I was like, all right, cool. So he gets there about an hour later. And we start packing everything into his truck, and he gets out to double check everything. And I notice he's got this big limp. He's like limping like crazy, and he looks about as you'd expect, good old redneck dude. Probably a lot of drugs in the past. Love you, Danny, but
Can't relate.
I gotta be honest. And anyway, we pack up everything, and then we go to the gas station, and he said, I gotta get some fucking gas. And so he's sitting out there pumping gas with like a lit cigarette in his mouth, like right there. And I'm like, this is a good sign. And then we get on the interstate and we start driving. This dude is no lie in his little pickup going 100 miles an hour, and he's swerving all over the place.
Oh, he's that guy.
He's swerving all over the place, and he's like, yeah, I got a little nerve damage in my arm, but so I'm a little sore, but that's not bad. We'll get there. And then he's swerving so bad, it's literally like we're like merging right next to like a semi and almost hitting it, and I'm like, holy shit, and any curve, he's just barely missing the guardrail. And even Bo was in the back, just like sending goodbye texts to his mom, it was so scary. We were all crammed in this little pick. It was the one that had the little fold out seats in the back. It's just tiny. And eventually Seth's like, oh, I'm gonna be sick, man. And he's like, okay, we'll pull over to the gas station. So we pull over to the gas station. We all go into the bathroom. We're like, guys, we cannot ride with this guy. I mean, it takes a lot for us to say something like that. We're like, we cannot ride an hour with this guy. We are going to die if we ride in this truck with him. So we'll go outside, and I'm like, hey, man, thank you so much for the ride, but you can just go ahead to the Angel City Rally with all our gear. We're going to get an Uber, and he was kind of pissed for a second. And we're like, dude, I don't mean to be, no offense, but honestly, your driving scares the absolute shit out of us. And he took it pretty well, and it was like 11 o'clock at night, and we happened to find the last Uber in the area. He was just getting off, and he happened to be in that gas station we were at. And we went up to him, we're like, dude,
Wow.
please give us this ride. And he was like, man, I'm trying to go home. And we're like, just please, dude, you're going to save our lives tonight. You're going to save 4 lives if you let us go. So he did. He drove us all the way there. And
Did you give him 5 stars?
Yeah, oh yeah, we did. And even Seth was like, hey, dude, give me your Venmo. I'll Venmo you a good tip. And the guy gave us his Venmo, but apparently Seth typed it in wrong, so we actually don't know what his actual Venmo is. Oh. We were never able to tip that guy. So, dude, if you ever hear this, just hit us up.
Dude, I bet he was pissed.
Yeah. He drove an hour. And,
he's writing hate blogs about 7-Year Witch right now.
Probably. So, dude, if you ever hear this, just hit us up, dude. We owe you the biggest tip of your life. So that dude saved our life that night, and the show was pretty cool. But, okay, now, I'm trying to think of one that we haven't told you. There's a lot of these that they all kind of come as a blur.
I will say, dude, so far you're delivering. I told you to tell. We told you to tell a CD story, and by God, you told one, the first one.
I was waiting on the heroin needles to pop out in the
I was
Kentucky
too.
store.
I was waiting for you to be like, yeah, there's some fucking crack paraphernalia.
Oh, my God,
pipe and
yeah.
shit on the ground. And I was like, oh.
We've been there. I think Spencer and Daniel walked up on a homeless man jacking off in a garage one time, in an abandoned garage. That was cool. But anyway, that was a quick one. Let's see.
Where was that? What city was that?
I actually don't remember. I think that was in North Carolina. Trying to see. There was. Oh, okay. So a little thing we like to do when we're on the road is like find abandoned like buildings and just go explore. There was one. It was this old abandoned hospital. I don't remember where it was. It was somewhere up north. And it had been abandoned for like 20 years. And
Side note, I would never in my fucking life ever do that.
I would. I would love to do that.
I'm getting the jeebies just you saying that. Like, that's where I draw the line. I do a lot of dumb shit.
It's a little creepy sometimes.
Abandoned hospital in the middle of the night. up north, especially those hooligans.
There was this one somewhere up north, and it even been boarded up. The first floor had been boarded up, so to get in, you have to kind of climb up and go through one of these busted windows. So we did that. We got exploring a little bit. It was super creepy. I mean, we got to look at the little morgue area. That's always a must. You got to go to the morgue.
Yeah.
And but just typical abandoned building. And then when we were getting ready to leave, we saw a cop had pulled up front. And he was like looking around and everything. And when he had kind of gone around the other side of the building, we all jumped out. We're like, fuck, we cannot afford a ticket. So we like jumped out and we'd parked the van down the road a little bit. So we like sprinted through like the tall grass and then got to the van. And as soon as we like got to the van, we heard him be like, hey. And so we just got in the van and fucking bolted out of there. And luckily he was far enough from his car that I think we were able to get a head start and get away from him. So we basically ran from the cops one time.
Nice,
that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty wild. We stayed in an ex-nunnery one time. That was cool.
Whoa.
Wait, like, was it like a hotel or did y'all just like?
This dude told us we could crash at his place, and we went up there, and it was like an where I guess like a, what do you call it? Like a monastery or something, like a Catholic monastery. And there was like nuns' habits and stuff just sitting around. It was like really weird. And the bathroom, he said you can take a shower if you want. The bathroom's right here. And I go in, and it's just a room with carpeted floor and a shower nozzle. Like not even, it was just a small closet with a shower nozzle in it and carpet floors.
No drain?
No drain. It was super fucking weird. And I was like, well, I need a shower. So I went in there, I took a fucking shower and got the fuck out. But
How was it?
I mean, it's a good shower.
Solid shower, dude.
Yeah, but that shit smelled like damn mildew like a month later. God.
When I lived in Florida, I lived in a mobile home, and the bathroom it was carpeted. It was like this old green, like 70s carpet. It had normal shower.
Shag
But
carpet.
I remember one time I was blackout drunk, passed out, woke up and was still pretty fucking hammered, and I had to go piss. And I'm walking, and next thing I know, my feet are in dirt. I had fallen through the fucking floor of the goddamn mobile home, like through the carpet, through the floorboard and everything at like 3 a.m. And then I just
man.
like, it was everything in me not to just take a nap right there. Just like, this is how my life ends.
Gotta love that. Yeah, I love little mobile homes and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're from Anderson. You know all about it.
Yep. We got the band house. It's a double wide trailer.
Just gotta throw a
Y'all live
piece
together?
of plywood over that hole.
Yeah, we do live
Yeah,
together. Actually, I actually just moved out. I moved into a house first, like the biggest house I've ever lived in. It's so nice. Have my space, and the boys are about to move out of the trailer as well. So we're moving up in the world, I guess you could
Look
say.
at y'all. Look at
Yeah.
Y'all have day jobs, or y'all just do?
Yeah, I was about to ask, what do you guys do for work, if you don't mind talking about it?
No, of course, yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm a rock star, you know. So me, sorry, I have to text real quick. 1 second.
This is
work.
not a professional podcast. Do whatever you need to.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, clearly the first 10 minutes are just room sounds and us talking.
So right now, we've all had a plethora of day jobs. I think we all counted. I've had somewhere in the 40s of jobs.
Nice.
Just terrible jobs. I work them until they have an issue with the band schedule, and I'm just like, bye, you know. Done everything. But right now I'm working at a video game store in Anderson called.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's called the Game Cache, and so if y'all, we take in all kinds of vintage stuff. We have Ataris, the ColecoVisions, all the way to like new stuff. The only thing we don't have are like PS5 and stuff. But like
I was about
basically,
to ask if you get your hands on a PS5 for me.
we've had 3 come in, but they go immediately and they sell for like $800.
I've been trying so hard to get one. Like, I've had the money. It's just finding one.
Yeah,
I'm not paying $1,200. I refuse.
It's well, that's unfortunately that's probably what it's gonna be for the next little while. I think 800 is probably about the cheapest you'll find them. And yeah, we get all kinds of stuff in there, and we get trade-ins, and I just test all the games. I test everything, make sure it works, and sometimes I sell some stuff. So it's a pretty cool little side hustle. It's just a couple days a week, just to kind of keep me afloat until we have tours. And Spencer works at Einstein's, the coffee shop on the Anderson University campus right now.
Oh, yeah?
Seth, I think, is between jobs. He was working at some plant recently, but we had a show issue, so he was just like, fuck it, and just did the 7-year witch thing. And Bo, his dad's a contractor, so he works with his dad. But we've all had, I'm telling you, like all together, we've probably had over like 150 jobs.
Yeah.
Like I've done everything from a patient transporter in the ER to bank foreclosed houses, like cleaning them up and tearing them down, to construction. I've been a Subway sandwich artist. Yeah,
Hell yeah,
artist.
man.
I worked at Witch Switch over there by the in that little shopping center where I was in high school.
Nice. Yeah. You know about the sandwich life then.
Oh yeah.
But
I worked at
Spread
Burger
mayonnaise
King,
all
bro.
day.
yeah.
Yeah, I worked at Burger King, man. I used to build them Whoppers.
Hell yeah. Were you that motherfucker that put the damn like the mustard on one side and the cheese on all on the other and like
pile
had
of
it?
pizza.
Yeah.
Dude, that
Yeah.
wasn't me. Them people were usually tweaking or barred out.
Yeah.
That wasn't me, dude.
But I mean that's. I mean I've worked in factory jobs and all kinds of stuff. I mean literally
Yeah.
everything you can imagine. I've probably tried at least once.
I've been pretty much exclusively service industry, which is good if you're in a local band because it's a great way to like get people to come to your shows.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
it's also like the schedule is just like the fucking worst.
Well, I am in the plant, warehouse vein of work at the moment. I worked at a plant in my last job. I kind of said fuck them too and quit when we were in Charlotte because I
Yeah,
needed 1 day off and they were being assholes about it.
He pulled a
especially my
7-year
supervisor.
witch.
yeah.
So I was just like, fuck it. I
7-year
was
witch.
in
Fuck a
Charlotte.
2 weeks, 7-year witch your job.
Yeah.
I was in Charlotte
They're gonna coin that term
with like no money. I had one more paycheck coming. I was like, all right, this is fine. Fuck y'all. I'm not coming back.
You still owe me $30 for a T-shirt. Don't forget, Coley.
I know. You stay over there. And now I work at a warehouse. But I mean, once hopefully we start playing shows more often, and I need a little more time off, I'll probably move over to like service industry or something, just so I have more of a flexible schedule. But
hell yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
yeah,
It's the band way. Just job hoppers.
Yeah,
Employers
dude,
hate
sure.
us,
Oh yeah. They hate us because they wish they were us.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, fuck your suit.
Yeah. Fuck your suit and your benefits and your insurance and your retirement plans.
Your loved ones.
Yeah. All your
boy.
loved ones.
Your
and-
vacations.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I wouldn't. I always told people like I wouldn't trade this for anything in the world. I'd rather be in a cardboard box playing music than.
We literally said that
Working
same
on
thing
a
last
job.
night. I was like, I'd rather be a struggling musician for the next 80 years than fucking give
Yeah,
up.
dude.
Like,
Yeah.
as long as I can like, even if it's just barely keeping my head above water, I'll be happy. Just playing my music and
Yeah.
doing my thing, dude.
My dream is if I could make $500 a week off of music, that's really
fine.
all I need. I could pay all my bills and be happy. I'll be fine.
I drink too much. I need about $800-900 a week.
Yeah. Feel that. Hell yeah. Oh, and your band's called Vital Wave, right?
So I'm in Vital Wave, and then Carolina Bleeds, which is the podcast, is also a band.
That's me and his project.
This podcast, I guess, has kind of turned into just documenting the rise of Carolina Bleeds,
Yeah.
really more than anything.
Love that. Yeah. Well, this is Aaron from 7-Year Witch. Everybody should listen to Vital Wave and Carolina Bleeds.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Hey.
saying?
Oh
Seal of
shit!
approval.
Vital Wave. I forgot we booked a show at Willow February 6th,
Soon, man,
nice.
yeah.
and then y'all have where in Atlanta are y'all playing?
Center Stage.
Center Stage on the 15th.
Yep, that's it. And that's going to be a fun one. And we have another one in 25th or something. I don't remember. Just check our page, like
When are you guys playing around here again?
we might have something set up in March, I think.
You gonna open up for Oakley Dokley?
Yes. Oh, that would be awesome. I would.
Are you going to that? I'm going.
I didn't even know they were
going to it.
playing.
They're playing Radio Room. It's their farewell tour. They're gonna be in.
Oh,
gonna be here in
really?
March.
Yeah.
Damn, that would be cool. Man, that'd be kind of cool to get on. I have to see about that. No, our friends. This is a band called King's Ransom. They're having their farewell show. They're no longer gonna be playing, so they're doing that, and we're all really really close with them, so we're gonna play with them at the
I think
radio
our
room.
friend Terry was telling us about that the other day.
Yeah, I meant to mention that earlier about them splitting up.
Yeah, it's a total bummer, man. They're really good. They're all super talented musicians, and
Yeah,
but
they are.
sometimes things just happen. It's a band, man. It just bands, they come and go.
Not
and
to make light of a situation, but Carolina Bleeds is looking for a drummer. So
hey,
Hit us up.
hey, Zach Smith, you better you heard that?
Yeah.
we'll find you. We'll be there.
Yeah.
You heard him, Zach Smith.
Yeah, get your
Yeah.
fat ass out there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to play footsie with you there.
It's okay, anytime. But yeah, no, that's super unfortunate, and
Yeah.
but unfortunately, we've seen a lot of bands come and go in 8 years, and some good, and some not so good.
You were talking about Islander earlier. Like they signed to Victory, they released that album, and then like, what happened to them? Do you know?
I have no clue. I never really kept up with them. I'm not really into that type of music too much. Not that it's bad. It's just not my thing. But we played a show with them. I think it was the one where it was POD and Nonpoint and Islander. I think that's what it was at the Firmament. That's probably been 3 years ago. But that was the last time I'd seen or heard anything about them. So I don't know what they're doing. Hopefully good stuff. I never wish bad on a band. So
they were like one of the biggest bands in Greenville for a little while. They signed.
Yeah, I mean,
they
hopefully
toured
they're
for a
staying
little
afloat.
bit, and then I haven't seen or heard anything in like a year or two.
I have no idea. I'm gonna have to Google that here in a little bit. See if I can check their Facebook page.
Do an Islander deep dive one episode.
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite bands to play with from around here and just in general?
So I love playing obviously with Lovely World. Good group of guys, and their music's super fucking cool. It's very, very refreshing. They have like a really unique sound, I think. And I mean, even though they're not a band anymore, King's Ransom was awesome. They they're just super fun to watch. And they just have like they're just very tight and very good at what they do, or what they did. R.I.P. And obviously Velvet Willow, like I mentioned them a little earlier. That's actually that Zach Smith guy's other band. But they're very good. They have a very southern rock thing going on. And honestly, we don't get to play with too many other bands around here. Oh, St. Maurice, they were at the Radio Room show. They're really fun. They're a fun group of dudes, and the high energy when they play.
I wish I could have been there on New Year's. I had to work a double. It was brutal.
Yeah, that's how it is. Service industry, man. Like,
Work 9:45 in the morning till 11:15 at night.
God.
Yeah, dude.
I called Coley. I was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "They're getting off the stage right now." And I was like,
Ah, shit. It happens. I'm trying to think of any other band that we play with around here. Honestly, those are around about like the three that we only ever 3 or 4 we only ever really get to play with.
Yeah.
That it kind of are sort of the same vibe at least. But I mean, there are a lot of other good bands. Like there's like the Abby Elmore band. What's her name? Oh God. Tico Music. I think she still does some stuff. Max Simpson. They're a little more like kind of like they do a lot more cover stuff, but it's still they throw some originals in there and it's really good as well. But yeah, I mean there's all kinds of good bands around here. I love playing with all of them.
Do you have any particular favorite venues in the Upstate you like playing?
Dude, Radio Room probably is a top tier venue around here, and especially for original music. I mean, they just have the whole thing. They have it figured out as far as how to do original music in the Upstate. They have a good stage, good PA, good sound guy.
Yeah.
They're really fair and clear with all their instructions beforehand. It's really, really nice to work with Wes. And let's see. We played a lot of the Harley Davidsons around the Upstate too, and even though those aren't necessarily like music venues.
Do you ever play the Quakers? Do you ever play the Quaker Stick right there?
That's right next to the Greenville Harley Davidson, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we played there. Not like the Quaker Stake, but we played that for Harley. You know,
I always consider that stage the Quaker Stick. I guess it's the Harley stage.
Yeah, we played there a few times, and we're actually gonna be back there in August this year too. So
I'll definitely be there for that because I can just walk to it.
Yeah, come on out, man. That'd be fun. Play there. That's a good little spot too. They're always very professional. And one place that we play in Anderson, and when we're doing like our hometown show, is Club 134, and it's a little more of like a club than anything. But whenever we do play there, they have a little stage, and it's really like tight and intimate. But we pack that place out, and it's always really fun. And JL, the owner, is always really fair. It's really cool.
Right. I've yet to go there yet for any shows, but I want to.
Yeah, it's a cool place, man. It's a cool place. It gets it can get a little packed and a little intense in there sometimes, but I mean it's a vibe, sure enough.
Oh yeah, man.
The only place in Anderson, the only bar I think I've ever been to was that little pool hall that you can still smoke in, or at least like as of a few years ago, you can still smoke in it.
It's not there anymore.
No?
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
good riddance.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that place had asbestos in it.
Probably most of those places do. But yeah, those are some good places. I'm trying to think. If there's any other cool little spot there? There is. There's this little place. Oh my God, what is it called? It's in Florida. Oh, okay. I have to shout this place out. Even though it's not local, I have to shout this place out. It's called Shanghai Nobbies. And
where is that?
somewhere. It's near I think it's in St. Augustine, Florida.
Oh, I fucking love St. Augustine.
It's really cool there. And we, on one of our last tours, we had like a day off between shows, and we were like, fuck, let's book one of our own little things, just like a DIY, just us playing somewhere. And so we found this place called Shanghai Nobbies. None of us had ever heard of it. We didn't really know a lot about it, and we were just like, can we play? And they were like, yeah. So we came in. It's this tiny little place. The place is probably just barely bigger than this room.
Wow.
And
so old school radio room vibes.
yeah, very old school radio room vibes, and it's like right on the beach, and the bartenders are really fucking cool. All the people there didn't give a fuck. They were just having a good ass time. The PA was like nothing. It was like barely a PA, but we made it work, and we had the fucking best time there. And everyone, like the bartender was like, "Stay, you can sleep in the bar. I don't give a fuck," you know.
Yo, St. Augustine's the fucking best, dude. I
Yeah.
fucking love that place.
It was fucking awesome, man. So I love that place. The place has a special place in my heart, and so yeah. But also, I can't give you any info, but I'm just gonna say go visit Ashley Street Station in Valdosta, Georgia, if you ever get a chance. If you're a band, go play Ashley Street Station. It is a different world. It is a different world.
I
It's
used
the
to
Twilight
live
Zone.
45 minutes away from Valdosta when I lived in Florida.
Wow, you should go if you're ever going to visit. Make a stop in Valdosta, hit up Ashley Street. That place is the Twilight Zone, man. It is crazy. It is crazy.
I like the sound of that, dude.
Was it like a house bar? Like,
And no, it's a bar. It's just a bar. But that place, that's on the next level, man. I can't even describe it. Just the things you'll see there, like the things you'll experience. I'm not gonna tell you, but
Oh man.
if you're wanting seedy stories,
oh,
I can't tell you those.
it can't be seedier than the Super 8 in Charlotte.
Oh, this
Oh,
is like
dude,
a super.
that
This is
was-
like that Super 8. I don't know what the story is behind that, but it's probably like that, but in bar form.
Huh. What kind of shit? Okay, so we did see one kind of wild thing. We're pretty sure we saw a car get robbed, like walking back from.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. When we were in Charlotte seeing all these shows, we recorded in the Super 8 because we had an off day.
Yeah.
We were fucking hammered.
Yeah, we woke up at about 11 in the morning, spent an hour and a half trying to get the podcast to work, and then just drank like it was the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Faced a whole bottle of bourbon and most of a bottle of gin, and God knows how many beers.
Case of Keystone Lights, like
Oh
It was
God.
brutal. But yeah, we walked across the street to this Mexican restaurant,
Yeah,
and we're
somehow.
drinking like sailors there too. Walking back across the street, and there's like a gas station, and this dude just like starts like fucking with the door, and we're just like, I thought he was just drunk or whatever. And then the car alarm starts going off,
yeah,
and we all just like walk away.
Yeah,
Not our
like,
business.
okay.
Not our business.
Yeah,
Like
Oh, well.
there's a tent city on the other side of the Super 8, so it's not like we could run away from him. Like,
there was a fucking cookout there, just in the middle. So we stumbled over there and got some like milkshakes and started chopping it up with the dude at the window, just like.
I've
We
never
were
been
friends
so
with
bored in
him
my
after
life.
5 minutes, and that was a fun time, dude.
Good yard. Scraping the bottom of the barrel. Hell yeah.
Like you were
That's the way
talking
to go.
about on off days, like wandering through malls. That's literally what we did.
Yeah.
Like because we had to get out of the hotel at 11 in the morning, but the show wasn't until like 7. So we just had to like kill time in Charlotte. We were all broke as fuck
Yeah.
from buying all this alcohol. So we just literally walked in circles in the Charlotte Mall for like 4 hours.
In the parking garage, we still had like a pretty much I'd say about a half a bottle of gin that we were also facing.
Hell yeah, that's the way. To, yeah, we spent 3 days at this one mall up I think in Maryland. No, not Maryland. There's some other Maine. It was Maine, and we had 3 days off when we on one of our DIY tours before we were making any money, and we didn't want to spend any money. We didn't want to drive and waste gas or anything, so there was nothing in this town to do. So we found the mall, and we just like would walk around the mall all day. We knew every little part of that mall. We just sit in the chairs and try to take a nap with sunglasses on so nobody'd bother you, and they think you're just sitting there. Charge your phone, and then at the end of the night, just go back to the van. And it was freezing cold, so I didn't bring a blanket, so I had 2 jackets. I stuck my feet and my legs through one to like the arms of it, so to hold it up, and to warm my feet because the window wouldn't go up either. And then I had another peacoat that I like sat on top of me. And since the minivan was full, I was sitting straight up like this in the driver's seat, trying to sleep like this.
Fuck.
And it was like 3 days of that. And it was miserable, but love it.
We also did a little mini tour when we went and saw Hawthorne Heights. So they were in Columbia, and then the next day they were in Carborough, which is like Columbia's what, an hour and a half
almost
south
4
of
hours.
us. What?
Carborough's almost 4 hours away.
And then
Yeah.
Carborough's 4 hours north. So like went to Columbia, got so pissed drunk in Columbia that we like fell asleep on Main Street.
Yeah, dude,
And
that
then
was
Came back that night, and then got up at the fucking crack of dawn, which is like noon, and then drove all the way up to Carbro, and then came back to Greenville that night. It was brutal.
Oh my god.
So this fucking guy fell asleep on me during
Absolutely.
the car ride.
Told you I was going to.
And it was like 3 a.m. So of course I was like dozing off and shit. Damn near hit the the little fucking railing and shit about 2 or 3 times.
It was also the first time we'd ever hung out by ourselves.
That was
I forgot about
scary.
that. We just road tripped to fucking Carborough together.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything about each other.
Yeah.
Me and Seth one time before. This was probably like the second year of us being in a band. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing, but we were like, let's go to Nashville or something, and let's try to like hit an open mic or something there to see what the scene's about. So we found this place called the Legend Cafe, like on Google, and we ride up there just one day, me and Seth, and we get up to this place and we walk in and it's like kind of cool. There's like pictures of Elvis and shit everywhere, and then we go to the lady. I'm like, hey, is open mic going on tonight? And she said, they're doing spoken word like poetry right now, but open mic will start right after that. And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, you're welcome to sit in there and watch for the time being. We're like, okay, cool. So me and Seth, we go through the little curtain and we go and sit down, and there's this guy up on stage, and he's telling us poetry, and it's like some really like extreme like kind of poetry, and we're sitting there, and this guy, he's sitting there, he's talking, he said, and my family was all killed by the white devil, and we're gonna kill the white devil in return. And it was just like some super extreme, like very, very political, racy stuff. And we're like, I'm looking over at Seth, I'm like, what's going on? And then we start looking around, and we're like, oh my god, okay. I was like, well, we're the only white people in here. I was like, well, I mean, I'm Asian, so I was like, oh, you're
the white devil. Get
I
him.
was like, you're boned, bro. And so I was like, well, that's okay. We're the minority here. I was like, this is a little uncomfortable. So just because the poetry going on, and I was like, okay. So we sit there and watch that, and then there's a few more people get up and do some stuff kind of like that, and we're like, oh shit. I was like, we might not be wanted here. And so that portion ends, and they begin the open mic section where people can get up and play. And so we're the first ones they call up, and so we get up, and we're standing there, and like I said, we're the only two like white folk kind of in there, and we're just kind of looking around, and we're playing Man of Constant Sorrow, like the Saggy Bottom Boys. And so we get up there, and Seth's playing guitar, and I'm singing, and we get up there, and we finish up with the song, and there's like dead silence after that. Like people are looking at us all weird, and then I'm like, oh God. And then they just all stand up and start cheering and clapping, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, this is fucking awesome. They were the most welcoming, nice, like, it was like one of the best crowds I've ever had. They were so cool. I mean, and I was like, okay. So I was like, I told some guy, I was like, I'm sorry about my white friend here. So I was like,
he's one of the good ones.
Yeah. I was.
He is not the white devil, I promise.
Yeah, but that was like a really cool experience all around. But like definitely a little odd. Also, by the way, I don't know if that's like if you think that's too like weirdly political.
No,
if
dude.
We can cut that out.
I just imagine y'all getting on and be like, "We're 7-year white. I mean, which?"
What was fun? What was fun is before we got up there, before we really knew like the demographic of the place, we'd signed our name down, and they were like, "What are you called?" And we didn't say Doc Holliday or 7-Year Witch because it was just the two of us. We were just like, I just wrote something down. I just wrote The Dead White just because I didn't think anything weird.
Oh,
of it.
Jesus.
And so it's called The Dead White. And we got up there, and I was like, holy shit, this took on a whole new meaning. I was like, that's super weird.
Yo, if you ever get bored on a Monday, come do Smiley's open mic with us.
Yeah, I'd love to, man. I love going to open mics.
We're there almost every Monday. We just...
Yeah. We are, me and him are throwing some acoustic stuff together soon, hopefully, for one.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I haven't been up to Smiley's in a while. That'd be fun, man.
Smiley's a cool place. They'd probably book you. I don't know if they'd pay what you wanted to get paid, but
probably not full band, but like I'll probably come up there. I mean, I don't care.
We played like
stuff.
Christmas Day. We did like a full band set.
Really? That'd be kind of fun.
I don't know because it says acoustic cafe, but like Randomonium plays in there like twice a week.
Really?
They have like 9 members in their shit.
That's cross. I need to come check it out again. Then it's been a while.
Yeah,
but
Smiley's is dope.
Shout out Mike for being cool as fuck. Got talking to him last night.
Mike's awesome.
Hell yeah.
We got I couldn't tell. Was Mike drunk? I couldn't tell.
Mike was hammered
yeah,
last night.
he was pretty. Well, I mean,
Mike was fucking. He was drinking Jaeger all day.
I couldn't tell, dude. I was there too.
Yeah, fair enough. It's weird being the sober one out. I'm usually the drunk one.
Yeah.
Kind of nice sometimes.
He drug me home and took care of me last night.
Yeah. He slept right where he's sitting, and I slept right where you're sitting.
So romantic.
Right.
Bromantic.
I think we fell asleep watching the Descendants documentary last night.
Something like that, dude.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like 8 in the morning.
Nice.
Yeah, I say last night. It was actually like the sun was up when we were getting home.
Love that.
I mentioned this to him a little bit, but like we slept till like 4 o'clock today. And eventually I got up and I was like, yo, Mason, we got a podcast in like 2 hours.
And I think I just went, pizza.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, we need pizza. I was like, yeah, I agree. Pizza and what'd you give me, NyQuil?
Dayquil.
Dayquil.
Oh, you're good then. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're all set.
Yeah.
That's basically just orange
I
caffeine.
feel fine now, dude. Got some water and beer in me. I'm good.
Well, guys, I'll probably have to get heading on.
Yeah, man, for
No, that's
sure. We
fine.
can wrap it up.
I gotta get going to
We're
Juniper.
probably
It's a work thing.
we're probably
By work thing, I mean
well
free
over-
alcohol. Shout out Juniper.
I think we're probably close to 2 hours. So
Have we been
Yeah,
going?
dude.
I guess we have been going that long. Damn.
yeah, we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Dude, thank you, man. I
Um,
appreciate it. It's been fun, dude. I'm glad y'all have me up here. Yeah.
Have you ever done a podcast? Just
Yeah, we've done a few of them
Yeah,
before.
cool.
Yeah, they're always really fun.
so eventually, once we kind of get this figured out a little more, get back into the swing of things, we're gonna do full band
Yeah.
interviews. So like, tell the other boys.
We'll be
They're
much
more than
more
welcome to
professional
come
next
on.
time. I feel really bad.
Yeah, this was this was not very planned out.
No, it's all good. It's just intimate. That's what
Yeah,
you say.
man.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot
it's-
better next time. We promise.
No,
was
it's
as bad
great,
as-
man.
When we had Pearson, we were borrowing these like really fancy mics. This dude wanted us to check out, and they like clamped to the thing, but they weren't clamping right. So the whole episode is just me and Pearson with microphones falling on us.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, no, thank you guys for having me out. It's been great. And,
Yeah, man.
Real
dude,
quick,
we
is there a
really
song you'd
appreciate
like
it.
us to plug at the end of this? A
let's
specific
see.
one? You want us to do the Akon one or like
Yeah.
whatever song you want?
Yeah, throw the Akon one on there if you don't mind. That's their most recent thing. We're about, like I said, later this month we're going to be dropping Cyanide and a music video for it. So
We'll definitely be shouting that out.
yeah, so that one's going to be cool. But yeah, I guess for now just the Akon cover.
Oh yeah,
Sweet.
and then send
Yeah,
us like the links to y'all socials and stuff, and we'll put those on there too.
Got you, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Shout
it.
out 7 Year Witch. Go check them out. They're awesome. They're
Shout
up
out
next.
Robin for being a good girl.
Tell your grandma about us.
Yep.
Actually, tell your grandma we said
dedicate-
thanks.
My
De-
80-year-old
dedicate. I want to
Jewish
love you
grandmother's
to
gonna
all
love
your
y'all.
family members. Dedicate. I want to love you to all your family members.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, exactly.
I wanna love you.
All right.
All right, stay bloody.
Yep. Peace. Make love. Get
Peace.
boners.